If you skip now, go to 1 Peter chapter 4. So this is about following Christ, but it's so good. Kingdom men, like there's some of God's law in here. 1 Peter chapter 4, I would say verses 1 through 6 are about specifically following Christ, and then we have some end time stuff in there. But really, in all reality, you could go down all the way to, I'd say 19. In 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 1, it says, "Therefore, since Christ suffered in the flesh, arm yourselves also with the same understanding, because the one who suffers in the flesh is finished with sin, in order to live the remaining time in the flesh, no longer for human desires, but for God's will." That's pretty bold right there, just in 1 and 2. Right? I mean, let's go on. For 3, for there has already been enough time spent in doing what the Gentiles choose to do, carrying on in unrestrained behavior, evil desires, drunkenness, orgies, carousing, and lawless idolatry. They are surprised that you don't join them in the same flood of wild living, and they slander you. They will give an account to the one who stands ready to judge the living and the dead. That's getting pretty bold. We're touching on that. These are the things that will never die, because Satan will make sure they're always around. But they're naming them. The drunkenness, the orgies. You're going to see tons of men and women who live by this. But they will give an account to the one who stands ready to judge the living and the dead. For this reason, the gospel was also preached to those who are now dead, so that although they might be judged in the flesh according to human standards, they might live in the spirit according to God's standards. All sin is sin. Look, this is hard for us to imagine, but I say this all the time. Sin doesn't have weight, one worse than another. A lie is as bad as murder. And the higher you get up, the closer you get to God, the more you walk in that light. This is why you become isolated. You just can't fraternize with all these people because they don't understand it. And they'll end up hurting you anyways. They won't understand you. But they not only lie repeatedly throughout the day, but they withhold information and deceive the people around them continually, which is just as great a sin as murdering. I'll often refer to how they will create a horrible path, leaving carnage behind them. Just imagine them slaughtering everybody that they go across all day. That is the same in God's eyes. The lies, the deceit, the way they manipulate people, it's as good as carnage. So when I say that, it makes it very easy to separate from those people. It actually makes you love them more, because you see them more as God's children. I can help and guide those that listen. And when they lend the ear, that's my call. So the devil can reach the believer, and he'll reach them through other people who are non-believers.